Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Will. I'm here today to tell you about beer, because that's what I do. I mean, literally, that's it. I have no redeeming personality traits, otherwise than I know what will help to get you a good drink. Bad grammar. I'm going to talk today about two beers. The Black Cat Porter, Becky's, Be Becky's Black Cat Porter from Seven Brides Out of Silverton, and a newer release, the W11 KGB Russian Imperial Stout from Widmer Brothers. I chose these beers together because they are hoppy interpretations of the style for which they are brewed. When I first heard about the Becky's Black Cat Porter, it was being told to me as a Baltic Porter, which is the only porter that's a lager, strong, and not all like what I got here. What I got here is a rich, developed porter with like coffee flavors, but then also a good, strong hop presence of the Northwestern style. You know what I mean, citrus and the not the bitterness stuff, but the the citrusy floral aromas. And then with the KGB, I've got a very liking thing. It's the difference between a porter and a stout, of course. So I don't need to tell you, but I'm gonna anyway, because, well, some of you three viewers aren't too educated. Porter is a dark beer of fairly good strength that is coffee-like and dark. A stout is a dark beer of moderate strength, coffee-like, but the difference being roastiness, roastiness, and bitterness, of course. The stout is going to have a little bit more roasties, in that order, alphabetically. And so, first beer, of course, Becky's Black Cat Porter, Seven Brides out of Silverton. A rich dark porter is full-bodied ale with a creamy chocolate-colored head. 55 IBUs, 7% alcohol, comes in a 22 that, you know what, the label doesn't peel off very easily. So, I guess that's its fault? No, not a fault. So here's a beer. Of course, rich tan, khaki-colored head, very dark, black, no light escapes it. I'm gonna smell it now. Watch me smell it! Oh, you know what? You get a lot of coffee, but you get a lot of hops. I read some reviews about this, which isn't something I normally do, but I read some reviews about this, and they say, oh, no hop presence, da 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 da. I get a lot of hop presence from this. Oh, yes I do indeed. Yeah, there's a sweet, floral citrusy quality that comes out from the hops. Definitely. Without a doubt. Of course, most of the reviews I read were from Salem. Ah! And who can trust anyone in that entire region, honestly. From Salem to McMinnville to Independence to Silverton. I can't trust anyone in that area. Not a single person. Well, that's delicious. That is what we would call an American porter. It's got a it's got a big hop presence in it, and it's got a big malt background in that, and it's very cleanly attenuated, and there's not a lot of yeasty esters in that, and so it's got the alcohol, it's got the darkness, it's got the, well, you know what? I just realized something. Because it does not have the roasty finish, but it's because it's got the dark malts and the big hop presence, it would be what some people might call a CDA. A very delicious CDA. And if it was marketed as that, if, you know, they cared about those sorts of things up there at Seven Brides. They don't, and it's why we love them. I would probably call this a CDA. Yeah, it's a wonderful, it's a wonderful fucking beer. Drink it. Second beer I'm gonna have is the Widmer W11 KGB. Now, if you have not yet heard about this beer, it's because you've had your head in the sand. This beer, this one right here, is it's probably the cheapest delicious Russian Imperial Stout I've ever had in my life. I went to Winco the other day and bought a 12-pack of it for $13. 13 motherfucking dollars. Can you motherfucking believe it? It's a Russian Imperial Stout. It's 9.3% alcohol. It's filled with hops and malt and dark stuff and crazy jive and I don't know. It's too cheap for how good it is. It literally contains the same amount of alcohol per dollar as a 40 malt liquor, and it's a Russian Imperial motherfucking Stout. How do they do that? I just can't. I don't know what to do. It's so wonderful. And even the consumer knows it. I mean, they just... At a Winco it sells out. At fucking Winco and Independence it sells out. Why? Okay. This is obviously... Well, this is a good beer. Alright, let's take a more refined, composed look at it. So what it looks like. Dark, tan head, thick, all that. Now, I mean, you're literally hitting the face with malt here. I mean, you got your chocolate, you got your caramel, you got your roasted, you got your whatever else they put into it. But it's a dark, full-bodied, rich woman of a beer. Which means, of course, that as you're drinking it, you get a massive erection. It's fucking fantastic. It's a wonderful beer, and it's way too cheap. And I mean, every store you go to, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get a KG motherfucking beer. And what you get is oh, I'm sorry, we're sold out. We've been sold out as soon as we got this stuff because it's so cheap and so good. Ah. Man, if you find this beer, well, buy as much as you can for $50, which is probably 50 bottles, and cellar it. Not that it needs it. And then just brag to all your friends about how you got all the beer and how you're the reason it's sold out, and then they'll stab you, take your beer, and dance. Alright, those are the beers I have for today. This has been Will with Drinking Alone in the Dark. And to all of my viewers, Jeremiah and Marshall, and that's it. Have a good day. And seriously, guys, next time you're having a good beer, call me up. I will drive however far to get a good one. Alright. Good night, and catchphrase.